This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Are there any women here today?
With that gang gang, you know we don't play games. Whoa, hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast no hands stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, we famed up, got that change, we bagged up. True love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy. Whoa. East Coast with the gang, West Coast with the walk to the line, good versus evil, God in his prime, always in prime, always on time, our time to shine, wifey is fine, I'm doing fine, glad that you asked, God fill me up, mud in my glass, God clean me up, all that I ask, wherever you headed there fast, I am ahead, you are in last time I checked, you are all gas in the whip it up fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz, getting all curious, you put me on blasting that Darius, kids in the back to the future is black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack, East Coast with the gang, West Coast with the
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
I'm fat for many reasons. That is fat phobia.
This guy is ginormous. He is huge.
A lot of people gain weight over time.
I don't think that there are any problems with the body positivity movement.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Go to the fucking gym, you fat chode.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and ya hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beescast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Eversting K2 Flexing on all you beeshes. Welcome to the show, fam. Happy fuck your resolution season. It is October the Schwam. It is October 1st, which means it is officially fuck your resolution season. Let's get a little America.
Fuck yeah!
That means that today is the day that you start. Join us over at swolenormousx.com. Do not wait for January 1st. It might seem like we're skipping ahead. You're like, oh, there's a lot of holidays coming up. We know. There's a lot of bullshit excuses. We know. We fucking know. You don't need to do all that stuff. You don't need to put off your future self, the best version of you for the future. Start today. Join us, swolenormousx.com. Fuck your resolutions, and let's get into it. Drop that in the comments. Hashtag FYR for a chance to win today's Swole card. And we're live on Rumble and YouTube. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share the show with your friends. Make sure you leave a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Hashtag FYR. Plus, we have some awesome new Fuck Your Resolutions merch coming out. We got some new designs. Yes, Michelle. She asked, will there be more FYR shirts? We do have new FYR styles coming, so very excited for that today. I don't have any new ones. I didn't want to dig up my old ones. I'm still rocking the Fuck Your Candy Corn. I'm staunchly anti-candy corn, and this season I'm going extra hard on the candy corn. So if you have friends that like candy corn, they are not your friends. They're not your friends. Matt Damon. These are people that should be banished from society and or be experimented upon, because we need to figure out how their body digests candy corn. As if you don't get enough corn in your nutrition already. You need to have corn substrates. You need to have corn broken down into simple sugars and highly reactive high fructose corn syrup in order to remold it and make it look like corn. It doesn't make sense. But then again, we all need gravel. Sometimes you need to put some gravel in your yard around your plants, or put some gravel in your driveway. So just use candy corn for your driveway or something. If you have flooding, maybe candy corn helps absorb it. I don't know, but candy corn's disgusting. It's inedible, and it's absolutely dog shit.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
Let's get into the first post. We have an awesome one. It's Adept Vader. Talk about some awesome merch over at popswolio.com. Thank you for sharing. I don't have the screen name here, but looking good.
Hi, puppy.
Looking good. Save 20% over at popswolio.com. You could also check out all the awesome new drops. We have beard oils, we have bull cream, we got mane gains. So right here, I got the mane gains right here. So rocking the Depth Vader, looking good. Before we go any further, going to give myself a little pump. Little mane gains right here. Ooh. I wish you guys could smell this. This is going to be a whole thing. This is going to be like the application portion. A little beard ASMR, you know? Can you smell that? Can I put that up to the microphone? Can you smell it? I do like that. That's one of the best parts about mane gains. That's really one of the best parts about it after I put on my face. I love how good it smells. And I rub the rest on my bush, you know, I just rub it down there, you know, just kind of get under the sack and all that. Anyway, Mark says I'm beating the hell out of that Fuck Your Candy Corn shirt. I love this shirt. I love the color. I love the style. And yeah, it's that time of year. So anyway, mane gains over there. We'll do another little shameless plug while we're here. You get free shipping if you buy any 3. You could buy more. You could buy any combination. Go check it out. We're also going to have the entire set. So an easy one-click purchase for the entire set. You get free shipping. So check it out. I'm absolutely rubbing on the hog. If you run out of lube, you could absolutely use some mane gains. We got Swole Ferratu. Look at this for Halloween. More and more people are coming into the live stream, so we're about to kick off the show, but might as well talk about the new drop Swole Ferratu. Lots of awesome designs. Go check it all out, popaswolio.com. Let's get into some, you guys know it. You know it. Maybe you love it, maybe you don't, but it's here. It's Rate My Meal. Yesterday was bad. I'm not going to lie. Yesterday was bad. Yesterday was no good. Yesterday's Rate My Meal was absolutely tragic. We had McDonald's. We had all sorts of kale. It was horrifying. So let's see what we got. Hopefully, it's a little bit better. Please let it be a little bit, just even marginally better. Even marginally better. Or who are we sentencing to death? Brandy Thomas, first victim. My omelet, egg, slice of cheese, chicken, ham, tomato, onion, and some sriracha. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. It's food. It's food. It's food. It's food. There's no beef, but it's food. You got some egg. You got some meat. All right. All right. I like it. It's not McDonald's, so I'm happy with that. Brent Reuter, ground beef and broccoli rice. Broccoli rice, meaning not broccoli and rice. That's a thing? Is that a thing that we're pretending exists? Broccoli rice? I'm confused. How do you make broccoli rice? You just chop it up so it's more edible as opposed to eating broccoli normally, which is inedible? What are we doing here? The ground beef. Ground beef will almost get you a pass on anything else around it. So broccoli rice, teach their own. But the ground beef, I'm a fan. I'm happy that we're getting some beef. Really, I'm happy that we're getting some beef. As opposed to yesterday, it was a hot mess. So let's just keep this train rolling. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got food prep. Ooh, nice picture. This is straight off of Pinterest, it looks like. Heather Erickson, food prep for the week, Papa Swolio. Proteins, shredded chicken, ground turkey patties. Yo, what's with the low fat? Why is everyone hiding from fat? No fat? Where's the fat? Carbs, roasted sweet potatoes, diced potatoes, rice fruit, all good there. Vegetables, roasted peppers, onions, mushrooms, chopped tomatoes, spinach, a little filler stuff. Your preference. Fine with me, whatever you guys want to eat. Shredded chicken and ground turkey patties. What I see here is that you're not getting enough fat in your diet. In my opinion, I don't know if you're doing that particularly, but fat, fat, fat. You need fat. Do not hide from fat. Do not hide from fat. Shredded chicken, there's no fat in that pretty much, and ground turkey is extremely lean. Where is the fat? Just saying, this is a reason why a lot of people, not necessarily Erica, but this is why a lot of people have hunger cravings and satiety issues or hormone issues. Low fat is ancient. You don't have to do high fat. You don't have to do keto or anything like that, but I think people will be much better off getting more fat in their diets, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of like the extra lean, unless you're doing stuff, you're getting fat. Let's say you had some chicken. Okay. And then you had a couple eggs. You're getting your fat from the eggs. So just saying and overall, that was her overall meal preps. That's not one meal. So she's not getting a lot of fat there. Jason Zweig, Papa Solio, been eating this for lunch for about 5 weeks. 3/4 pound chicken breast, 1/2 green bell pepper, 1/2 red bell pepper. What's with the pepper fetish? Why are we getting so many peppers in these posts? We're getting a lot of pepper posts. I didn't realize peppers were that big of a thing. Is that just because it's colorful and I don't know. What's with the pepper? What's with the pepper action? So many peppers. 1 whole jalapeno, was cooking in olive oil, but switched to Pam halfway through to cut. You're trolling me, bro. You're trolling me.
Matt Damon.
You're trolling me.
Fucking prison.
No, you're trolling me.
Planet bullshit. In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks.
Was cooking in olive oil, but switched to Pam halfway through to cut calories. I'm assuming you did this to get me angry on the podcast. Throw the Pam in the garbage. That's garbage. Don't cook in olive oil. Tallow, ghee, butter. Olive oil burns. Or if anything, maybe a little coconut oil. Do not use Pam. Please throw that in the trash immediately. And then confirm with me that you threw in the trash with extreme prejudice. You could also throw some poop on top of it to make sure you don't touch it again. All right. To cut calories. What do? Jane Fonda aerobics classes in the fucking 80s? I'm going to cut calories. That was a man, right? That was a man, right? Where are you? Jason, you're a man. Eat some fucking food, dude. You're eating chicken. You're eating chicken with peppers. I'm going to go on you. I'm going after you for a little bit, Jason. You're eating chicken with peppers. What do you mean cutting calories, dude? You're not getting enough. That's just protein and a couple peppers. What do you mean? Where are your carbohydrates? You lifting heavy weights? You building muscle? Where's your fat, dog? Cook it in some tallow. You'll be more satiated. Put some salt all over that. Jesus Christ. Jessica, another seafood. What is with the seafood boils? God, I don't care at all for these. I appreciate that people like them. Another boil. Look at this. Look at this. There's nothing against personally like crabs or this looks like so much work with such little reward. I think people like these meals. Of course, it's cultural and stuff like that, depending on where you live. But I think people like this, and I think people would lose weight on these because you do so much work for so little food. You're cracking all the crab and you're snapping. You get a little bit of a taste. You're like, ooh, it tastes really good. Not really. It's just butter covered, it's just butter covered rubber. So you're, ooh, this crab tastes so good. Well, it's soaked in butter. Of course it tastes good. Butter and salt. I wonder why it tastes good. So it's a lot of work. And by the time you're done cracking the damn crab, you're tired, you absorb some nutrients. You're like, all right, I'm full. My hands are bleeding. Fingers are sore. I'm good. I just want food. I don't want work. I don't want to do all the work. Sit down finally for my meal, and then I got to peel all this shit. I know I'm going a little hard on this. But anyway, it's real food. I'm not knocking it in itself. I just look at this plate, and it just looks like a lot of work to get to my food. Just give me a steak. So anyway, there's must be seafood boil season because, man, every day we're getting pictures of just a chunk of corn and all these shells. I love just ripping. Like, what do you have against seafood boil? Nothing. Just give me the food. Why are you making it so hard for me to get to my food? All right, Michael Guzman. I'll go to town. Look, if you're making me food and I have access to that, sure, I'll get it. I'm not sitting around boiling shit. Give me a pan or give me a grill. Give me a steak. Leave me alone. Michael Guzman, whole smoked alligator. Dude, the first alligator. I like this because now we're going to get like new foods every once in a while.
Gold member.
Whole smoked alligator. Whoa. That's a tiny gator. Ironically, I don't think I might have had alligator bites or something. I don't remember vividly I don't have any memory of actually eating alligator. I feel like I've had some. I live in Florida, so I feel like I've had some somewhere. Regardless, I've been told it tastes just like chicken. I feel like I might have had alligator bites at some point. I don't remember. So it's possible that I haven't. How many of you have had alligator for sure? Heard it tastes more like chicken. And I don't think there's anything bad with any type of other creature that you're eating. It's just how you prepare it. Some of them you're going to want to cook slower and season differently if there's different organs or different bones and stuff like that. So I'm sure it tastes pretty good. If you're not used to it, it might be a little bit gnarly looking and seeing a whole alligator like, oh, that's creepy. But I've heard it tastes like chicken. Squishy chicken. I've never heard anything bad. That's one thing about alligator. I've never heard anyone be like, oh my God, I had it. It was gross. Most people are just kind of like, meh. Seriously, every response that I've ever heard for people eating alligator, it's always neutral. I've never heard anyone say, I love alligator. It's so good. Every time I hear someone with alligator, it's like, tastes like chicken. It's okay. It's not bad. I've never heard anyone just go nuts for alligator. It's always like a neutral response. Yeah, I've had it. It's okay. Yeah, it's not bad. Squishy chicken. Just tastes like chicken. It's literally always the response. It's always like, So it's not really enticing to me, but if I ever see it available, maybe I'll get it. I think I have seen it before. I just didn't care to order. It's accurate. So it's kind of like a chicken. And chicken is meh. Chicken's a vegetable. So chicken's very, If you have chicken thighs, it tastes good. Chicken breast is just bland. People just like what they put on it. They like the seasonings they put on these things because they taste like nothing. MJ Richard, 3 eggs, 6 link turkey sausage, sin raisin bread with honey and homemade jam, blueberries, and 2 oranges. Dude, that's a carb load, huh? Sin raisin bread with honey and homemade jam. 3 eggs. That's a nice little mix there. Okay. I'm okay with bread as long as it's, I'll eat sourdough bread with like minimal ingredients. I digest sourdough fine, but it's got to be quality ingredients. Only a few ingredients made fresh. Sourdough digests well. I like fermented foods. That works well, but anything ultra processed like standard breads with wheat germ agglutinin and all the different pesticides and stuff like that really jack me up. So high quality bread, you can get away with this. You can make it yourself, or you can find a local place that makes fresh sourdough and stuff like that. Eggs, protein, some fruit. I'll approve it. Homemade jam. I'm not upset at any of that stuff. Everyone's different. Go get you some. Go get you some. Hashtag FYR for a chance to win today's Swole card. Let's get into
just an
that
inch.
tip, fam.
Just an inch. It's cold outside.
Let's get into the tip. Again, hashtag fuck your resolutions. If you don't know what fuck your resolutions is, we've been doing this for a decade. Fuck your resolution starts on October 1st, which is today. And this is to say that the next 3 months are going to be the 3 months that everyone punches the fuck out. What do I mean by that? I mean, everyone is going to be fucking off and using Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, the weather, whatever it is, as an excuse to be fat, lazy chos. That's this time of year. A lot of people, and we've always done this, ever since the beginning of Swolenormous, ever since the beginning of the Daily Swole, ever since the beginning of the Swole fam, we have been doing this. Okay? Most people don't even wait until January 1st. They wait until February or March, and then they make an excuse and they push it off to summer, and then they're blah, 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 and then we're back again. This time of year. This is why I always say this time of year, you start now. You start with fuck your resolutions. You start your program now. You start in October. You start in November. You start in December. You do not use the time of year as an excuse. You can lock it down now. You will lock it down for your life. You'll lock it down for the whole year. And the problem is people now are in the back of their mind trying to delay and procrastinate so they can use the excuse in November or December to be like, well, I'll just start in January. I'm so tired of it. So we just go harder and harder every year. And since the beginning, we started in October. These 3 months, you could start today and finish the 90-day dash by the end of the year, right? You can start the 90-day dash. In other words, you have 90 days. You could start one of our programs. You could start one of our other programs and be halfway through it. You have 3 months. You could make amazing progress. Start today. Join us, SwoleNormousX.com. Stop being fat. Stop being lazy. And how about this? Stop doing the same stuff that you do every year. If you're fat and miserable, or you're not where you want to be, why do you keep doing the same things? If you keep on doing the same things the same way, you're always going to be the same. You're still going to be fat and miserable, and you're going to be even fatter and more miserable and more unhealthy in 3 months. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. It's annoying. No one likes you because you procrastinate. No one likes you because you're fat. Join us. Join the Swole fam, and then everyone will like you. And you won't be fat anymore. And you'll have all the friends. And ladies will throw their panties at you, and men will throw their wallets at you, ladies. You know? Is that what ladies want? They want men to throw their credit cards at them? I don't know. Whatever the equivalent of throwing panties at men is, you throw those at women. Child support? I don't know. But you get it. Fuck your resolutions. Let's go. Yeah, you're working out. We're all working on it. We're always working and improving. So let's get into the first Swole fam post. We'll get into the app. This is from yesterday. Danny wanted to ask a question, but it was a little bit too long for YouTube chat. It was getting cut off. So Danny posted this in the app. Join us, SwoleNormousX.com. Download the app and post up in the community. Danny says, the question I was going to ask on YouTube today is, with the issues that I've talked about going on with my right shoulder and bicep, my left is starting to become noticeably bigger than the right side. I've just started to see the doctor, who is supposed to be the best in my state in dealing with issues. Would it be a good idea to switch to more body weight exercises to keep, quote, in shape and stay cut so my left side doesn't continue to outgrow my right? I don't train my left shoulder or bicep at all. It's all from secondary work. It's hard for me to say because I can't feel what you're feeling. I don't know exactly what's going on. I will say a couple things here. Everyone's the best. Everyone's doctor. You go to this doctor. This doctor's the best. This doctor's the best. So when I see that, it's like, yeah, everyone's doctor's the best. Every orthopedist is the best. Everyone's the best. Everyone's the best. So I'll just put that out there. Everyone's the best. Everyone's got the best. So-and-so, someone's recommendation. He's the best. Oh, he's the best. He's the greatest. What do we call someone who finishes last in medical school? Doctor. I'm just kidding. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's good. As long as it's a he. As long as it's a man. Because women doctors, just smaller brains. It doesn't work. I'm just kidding.
Matt Damon.
I'm just teasing. Okay.
Are there any women here today?
So, just kidding. Would it be good to switch to more body weight exercises? Look, there's a lot of different exercises you can do for different body parts. It depends on what you're able to do. If you're not able to do anything with your shoulder, I will say that even if you don't train, even if you're not lifting weights, you're still going to get an imbalance. If you have nerve damage, you're going to get atrophy. If you actually have nerve damage, if you actually have nerve damage, you're not getting any action there whatsoever, or to a limited extent. So you're not getting the proper motor unit recruitment, even just for daily activity. So if you don't lift at all and you have a dominant arm, let's say you're right-handed and you don't lift, your right arm and shoulder and everything is going to be more developed. So even without training, you're going to have an imbalance. That's the whole issue, because you're not innervating properly, and whatever the actual medical condition is, and this, you're not 100% sure yet. Of course, you're going to a specialist. You're going to go see that doctor, and hopefully you get some more insights with your MRIs and things like that. So, I would always recommend things as long as anything that I say, of course, is not to contradict anything that a medical professional would say, but I would do as much as I personally could without medical intervention for anything. There might be some reasons why you have to do it at some point, but dead hangs or any kind of machine or cable or band or anything I could do for any part of my shoulder at all, I would be doing, as long as you don't have pain and you're not making it worse. So that's my take. I would personally be doing that. But you're going to get differences, even if you don't train. This is something that seems like it's going to give you an imbalance anyway, because you're not getting innervation. So that being said, I would do whatever you can to work that area or the muscles around it, because what happens is if you have lack of mobility or lack of activation or lack of innervation, that's going to translate. Other muscles and other joints are going to lock up. So what I would do for you is, if you're able to, maybe you're doing other things like shrugs. I don't know if you could do farmer's carries. Can you do shrugs? Can you work your traps? Because the shoulder is different than the shoulder girdle. The joint is different than the girdle. You have muscles that go from the axial skeleton, like from the ribs and the spine and clavicle and, scapula, this and the other, that attach to the humerus or that attach to the scapula, right? So you have muscles that retract the scapula, your rhomboids, your traps. And then you have muscles that move your humerus. You have your rotator cuff muscles, you have your deltoid, and others, lats and pecs. So you have muscles that move the arm, and you have muscles that move the scapula. So maybe you do whatever you can. Maybe you could move the scapula. Maybe you could do Kelso shrugs, right? Maybe you could do scapular, protractions, hold the bar and work your serratus anterior. Like, you want to make sure you keep the mobility in your scapula, whether you can do dead hangs or not, whether you can do Kelso shrugs, whatever you can do. Work around it to the best of your ability based on what you and your doctor discuss. So your nutrition, overall muscle mass, all these things are important. Lower body training, very important. You're going to want to work macro movements and do the best that you can. I don't really have any more details. I don't know what you're able to do. So that's a little bit more of a question, open-ended, because I'm not exactly sure. Darren says, listening to episode 3430 during my workout. I love it. How many of you guys listen to the Daily Swole during your workout? How many of you make gains while I'm tearing up and stretching out your ear holes? I love it. Daily Swole is the best gym companion. You'll get those extra reps. Keep pushing it. Give me 2 more. Come on, stop being a pussy. Listening to episode 3430 during my workout, Papa was talking about consuming carbs intra-workout. Interested in what carb source specifically. This was answered in the app. I use cluster dextrin, and I also use apple juice, we talked about yesterday, and my electrolyte intra-workout mix. So I like protein before my workout and my carbs during the workout, and then carbs and protein afterwards. I focus a lot more on carbs during and after the workout for my training, not so much before, and I like it better. I have more endurance, I have more energy, I feel better during my training. strength, performance is much better. So that's what I'm doing right now. And whenever I find something that works, I do it until I decide I don't want to do it or it doesn't work anymore. And right now it's working, so I'm doing it. And I've done it before in the past. We talked about it with the Sour Patch Kids and candy. Carbs intra-workout are important in my opinion. But I don't want to eat candy and garbage, so I use the simple carbs that absorb regularly. They don't have to be digested, so it's perfect intra-workout. You want glucose. You want simple glucose. And a lot of people go to candy because it's simple, ultra-processed, and absorbs quickly. But then, of course, you're getting Red 40, you're getting aspartame, sucralose, all these other, who knows what the hell else they're putting in these candies, right? All the food colorings and high fructose corn syrup. You don't want that crap. So you get something like cluster dextrin, like highly branched cyclic carbs, HB, highly branched, cyclic, or cluster dextrin, whatever it is. Cyclic dextrin, cluster dextrin, I don't know. Good stuff. There's a bunch of different brands out there. Leslie, it's the start of the week and the start of another Monday. Very nice. Aww. What better way to kick it off than with another dark and early sweat session? Smash another full body workout with emphasis on arms and glutes. Started the workout hearing hoot owls and finished hearing crowing roosters. Go to the fucking gym all alone at 3 a.m. Based.
Boom shakalaka!
I think I woke up to piss at 3 a.m. Leslie's outside smashing weights. Look at that. Jesus Christ. Pitch black. Good for you. Smiling, making gains. Good for you. No excuses indeed. No excuses indeed. Ridiculous. What's your excuse? 3 a.m. Good for you. Getting it done no matter what. Reminder that today is Wednesday. So tomorrow we'll have a morning show. Tomorrow we're going to be going live probably around the same time. Probably around 9:30 tomorrow. So make sure you're here for that. It'll be another morning show. And then Friday, we got the morning again for you. Friday will be private for members. Roundtable 92 for members. Aww. Friday, October 3rd, day after tomorrow, 11 a.m. So the episode will be private. Make sure you join the fam today, Swole Fam Friday, and be there. Join us, SwoleNormousX.com. And Rise and Swole is just an open conversation. So literally come ask questions. These are always great. I would open a notepad if you're listening to the show. A lot of times when you're live or whenever we have a roundtable, people are like, oh, I had a question, but I forgot what it was. You have an Android, you have an iPhone, you're watching this right now. Have a notepad where if something pops into your head, just put a question in there. And the next time you're live or next time we have a roundtable, if you're a member, just bring it. And I know a lot of your questions are answered. You could post it up in the community. You could ask here on the show. So there's no shortage of you being able to ask a question and getting a rapid response. But especially on those calls, make sure that you jot it down in the notepad. That way, hey, I forgot that question. What is it? And I open it up. Oh, here, I had a question about blah, 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 blah. Or maybe you look at the question and you realize you had to answer this past week, so you don't have to ask it anymore. Whatever it is, but bring it. And it's just an open conversation. You could ask whatever you want. You come up on stage, talk, don't talk, listen. You can listen to the replay after, but if you have questions or anything you want to discuss, come on, hang out. Friday, October 3rd, 11 a.m. Link is going to be on your homepage in the app right there. Oh, look at it right there. Look at that. Isn't that special? Look at that. Boom. Aww. Right there. Isn't that beautiful? Right there on your homepage, Rise and Swole. You download the app. Right there, Rise and Swole, plus all the latest new releases from this past week. We got merch for the past couple weeks. See, we had 2 weeks ago on the 19th. We had a roundtable, so you can listen to the replay. We have all the latest releases. And then, of course, you can hop into the community section at the bottom. Come on over. You can see all the latest posts from the Swole fam. Lots of really cool stuff. That's a great one. What's in the box?
What's in the
Look
box?
at her smiling. Yeah, I love that picture. That's great. That's great. I love it. You can post some funny AI stuff in there too. I love it. All right, let's get in some questions. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. We got a few in the live chat, so we'll take those first. Let's see. Sterling. Let's see what we got here. Sterling Acha. Papa Swole, if I have to choose between going to the gym very late and sacrificing sleep or skipping the workout to get a full night's rest, which should I prioritize since recovery is important? Yeah, recovery is really important for many reasons. Now, whether or not you get good sleep every night doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to be able to provide a proper stimulus. So, I mean, if you're chronically getting 5, 6, 7 hours of sleep and you're not getting great sleep, you still got to train, right? You're not going to build muscle unless you provide a stimulus. So if you're someone that's saying, I only get 5 hours of sleep, should I lift or should I not lift at all? It's like, you should lift. You should work on getting more sleep and prioritizing your sleep and getting more efficient sleep. But you still need to exercise. Even if you're a little bit sleep deprived, you're going to long-term net benefit. You're going to be benefiting from getting an hour less sleep, I would say, and exercising. But if it's one night, personally, I don't train at night. I don't like training at night. So there's usually a cutoff. I usually won't start a workout after like 4 o'clock. And sometimes in the summer, I will wait till 4. It's still hot then, but it's a little bit cooler than 1, 2, or 3 o'clock. Or I'll try to train earlier. In the winter, I train a little bit earlier in the day too, just because it's cooler outside. So it depends on the weather sometimes. If it's like pouring, I might switch what exercise I'm doing so I'm not outside, not going to use a Smith machine if it's flooding or whatever it is. So weather doesn't hold all the cards for me, but it's usually the heat. Anyway, I'm not training at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night because it's going to negatively affect your sleep. For most people, it's going to be not good for your sleep, jacking yourself up. It takes a while after your workout for your body to calm down. Same thing with caffeine. It takes longer for you to calm down after a workout than you think it does. I'm not saying that you won't be able to fall asleep, but what I'm saying is if it's very late at night, get a good night's sleep and then do it the next day. So if it's a matter of, I was going to work out today, it's Wednesday, and I was going to work out at, 5 o'clock or something. Now I can't. I have to work out at 9, or I can just do it on Thursday. Personally, I'm going to do it on Thursday. That's me. I don't really know your schedule, but it depends. If you're truly inspired to smash and you really want to smash a workout at night, you can do it. You can build muscle at night. I'm not saying you can't, but it's very likely to negatively affect your sleep. So if you're not getting a lot of sleep, you're also going to train late at night. So you're going to sacrifice sleep from a length standpoint, but also the quality of your sleep, getting to bed after an intense workout. So I would get a full night's rest and crush it the next day. I think you'd be better off doing that. But you might not know until you actually do it. Because sometimes, we've talked about this, sometimes when you're sleep deprived, you'll have a workout and you'll hit a PR. Like, wow, I didn't get much sleep last night. But you extend that and protract that over longer periods of time. Usually you're not going to be sleep deprived and crushing it long term. But if it's one night, it's really up to you. It's really up to you. So lately, where I am right now in my training and my life, if I am feeling off or I feel a little bit sore still, today is an upper body day. Technically, yesterday was an off day. Today is technically or potentially an on day. It's today or tomorrow. And my legs, I added in some adductors that I haven't done in a while. I train my adductors regularly, but one of my machines was covered for a bit. So I did my literal adductor machine, and I haven't trained that movement specifically on that machine for a while. And I did 2 sets against better judgment. It felt really good in the moment. I'm so sore. So my upper body feels pretty good. I can train today, depending. I may or may not just take an extra recovery day and do it tomorrow. So I've been liking this flow. So that's what I'll do. I'm at the point where if I feel a little bit off, I want to be all in and ready to go. So if you need to build discipline and you don't have the results that I have, and you haven't been doing this for as long as I have, you don't necessarily have the same type of intuition. If you're just getting started, if you're more experienced, you kind of know what you need and know what because I know today I'll probably have a good workout, but tomorrow it could be even a better one. So I'm not going to lose anything by doing it tomorrow. Today, it could be, I might feel good and then I start, I'm like, I'm still a little bit off, or I'm not fully recovered. So it depends. But you have to be able to tell those nuances. So if you think you're going to be able to have a great workout, then do it. And guess what? If you don't have a great workout, then you learn and you realize, hey, next time I'm going to take that extra recovery day. Next time I'm going to wait until the next day. You might have a workout in the evening and be like, oh shit, I can pull that off. That worked out great. I felt awesome. Or maybe you do it and then the next day you feel like, wow, I really should not have trained last night. It really jacked me up. So the next time that comes up, and you learn. And the next time you just take that time off and you train the next day. So yeah, you have to figure out what works best for you. But it's really important to get quality sleep and go to sleep at the same time, wake up at the same time, because that regulates you. So I really don't think you should fuck with your sleep. And training late at night is just not for me. Oh, 11 p.m.? Dude, if it's if you're training in at 11 p.m., no. If you want to train, here's the thing. If the day gets busy and you get in late at 11, you could do a Swole 7, do a mobility, or do like a Swolga class, or do a little 20-minute or something like a yin class. Do a little mobility, because then you're going to move. You're going to feel like you did something, and you did, but it's going to help you wind down for sleep. So you could just adjust what you do that night and then do your heavy training the next day. Dad Bod Baboon. What a name. Dad Bod Baboon. I love it.
That gorilla has seen the city of Zinj.
Papa Swole, what are your thoughts on the people who deadlift and clean and press and drop the weights on the floor every rep, especially at 6 a.m.? LOL. Who deadlift at 6 a.m. or clean and press? Well, I will say that a lot of people that do those exercises aren't doing them for any like legitimate reason. When I say that is, what's the purpose of doing a clean and press? I think doing upright rows is fine. I think doing a press is fine. A clean and press is just not really an interesting movement for me. Deadlifts are overrated, in my opinion. I think doing like RDLs or stiff leg deadlifts are better than conventional, but it's still a useful exercise. But I think people should be focusing more on the hip hinge more than just work capacity and just lifting something off the ground. People should be doing it with more straight leg and doing more of a hinge focused movement. A lot of people don't know how to do these movements properly. So what are my thoughts on the people that bang weights at 6 a.m.? That's good stuff. What do you mean my thoughts? Why are they banging the weights at 6 a.m.? It's not a library, dude. You're in a fucking gym, so let it be known. Bang those weights around. Let them smash it. If you're smashing like 135 on the ground and you're just trying to get attention, if you're like grunting and making noise just for the sake of making noise, but if you're deadlifting 600 or 700 pounds, you're allowed to drop the weights, right? So I think the dropping of the weights and the sounds in the gym, I think if you're 18 years old and you're curling 15 pounds and you're like, it's like, dude, get stronger. You don't have the right. You have to earn the right to make noise in the gym, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Not that you can't grunt. I'm not saying it's a church. I'm not saying it's a library. But I mean, don't be making a fool out of yourself if you don't have some real weight on the bar. You know? Make sure you could earn that. You could earn that. If you have enough weight to be banging on the ground, then no one's going to be complaining. You're going to tell me not to tap like 500 pounds on the ground if I'm doing like stiff legs? Like, come on. I'm bopping that. I'm bopping that shit. Dad Bod Baboon says, I see the clean and press as very dangerous. Yeah, it's a technical movement. And it's like any technical movement. A lot of people don't do it properly and they hurt themselves. The rate of force production, the speed can tweak things easily. And yes, it's those doing less than 200 pounds, no rights earned. Yeah, if you're just deadlifting 135 and you're boom, boom, it's like, bro, if you're not warming up and that's your working weight, it's like, probably should, yeah, I hear what you're saying. But strength is all relative. You know, 135 for a person who's just hitting 135 for a PR, it's going to be different than someone who's been lifting for 10 years and 135 is a simple warm up. So I think it depends on the application, but I agree. Like, that's what I'm saying. You have to earn the right to make noise in the gym. You can't be a little twink doing like 10-pound lateral raises, like screaming, like, ah! Get strong before you act a fool. Candyman, what do you think about the recent Secretary of War briefing on physical fitness with the military? I absolutely loved it. Yeah, I didn't see the whole thing, but apparently he was saying that things like generals need to take the physical fitness test too. No more mentally disabled people that think they're women, right? Everyone should pass the fitness test. I mean, I love how this has to be a rallying cry. Like, yeah, should be common sense. If you can't, I don't care. This is my opinion, and I agree. I believe he said this too. And I've said this on the podcast. over and over again. There shouldn't be men and women. There shouldn't be men and women having the same requirements. I mean, let me rephrase that. There shouldn't be different requirements. There should not be different requirements. You know, oh, men have to do 10 pull-ups. Women can just do a hang for 30 seconds. That doesn't make any sense. You're a human being and you have responsibilities. The whole point of the military is everyone's going to have a task and you need to be suited for that task. Especially if we're talking about combat. You know, I understand if you're going to have certain people that maybe don't have the strength capacity and they're working administration and things like that. But we don't need bloat. We need people that are physically capable. It doesn't matter where you are in the military. You need to be physically able to handle the task because sometimes you're going to have to swap in an emergency and handle what someone else can't. And you need to be able to do that. So I'm not a military expert. You know, I'm sure there's applications. Not everyone's going to be able to do like a 6 or 7 minute mile. Yeah, I get it. But especially if you're in one of those roles, I don't care if you're male or female, you shouldn't be adjusting the requirements. If you're a woman and you can't handle, you can't do what the men can do, what the male requirements are, then you can't do what the men do in terms of their roles in the military. You're not going to be able to serve next to a man if you can't carry him out of battle. It's just fundamental. I wouldn't feel safe. You're with someone who's like 5 feet tall. They're not going to be able to pull you out. They're going to pull you over a wall. Sure, they're going to be strong enough. They're not going to be. Even if they're very, 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 very well trained, they're still female. They're not going to have a lot of strength to an average man, even without training. So it's very dangerous. Yeah, I agree. I agree. People should look at the military. The military should not give out 8th place trophies. There's no participation medals. It's not about your feelings. It's about destroying the enemy. That's what the military is, protecting the country and destroying the enemy. So I want people that join the military to be like, I have to be the best of the best to be able to serve. I want to serve. Oh, it's such an honor to be able to serve in the military. I want people that serve in our military to be so proud of it because they earned it. And by wearing a military uniform, everyone looks at you and knows that you're a fucking badass. That's what it should be. We don't need the same number of troops. We can get rid of, I'm just saying, we can get rid of 50% of them. But if you have the best of the best, it's going to be so much better because everything's a lot more automated today too. You're not sending as many troops on the ground and stuff like that. There's drones. There's all these other kinds of, you know, technologies that are expanding what, unfortunately, what humans can do. But, you know, there's pros and cons. So bottom line, I want people in uniform. I want to look at the people in the United States military in all branches and be like, wow, you're in the military. You're here. Like, oh, you got in the military. Oh, who approved you? Oh, you're Native American. So you must have gotten in because you're the 0.0000%. We don't want DEI. I don't want woke bullshit, any of that stuff. So I want to look at you in the military uniform and be like, that's a badass. Because if you're wearing that uniform, you can handle it. And everyone else in the world should know, oh, they're wearing military, they're wearing the U.S. flag. You got the flag on his shoulder, on his chest. That person can hang. You know? So that's what I want to see. I want people to, when they see the American flag on a uniform, I want them to piss themselves. That's my opinion. Just so happens my opinion's correct. That is correct.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
All right, Jose, Papa Swole, what's the best to lose weight, cardio or weights? Weights. You can lose weight by starving yourself too, but you're going to look like, you know, a concentration camp victim. So you can lose weight. You want to build muscle. You want to lose fat. You don't want to lose weight. You want to lose fat. So build more muscle. Understand? Is that complicated? Do you want to lose muscle? Ask anyone, do you want to lose muscle? No. But people always say they want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. Okay, cool. Cool story, Hansel. All right, I got the Hansel soundboard. Where's my Hansel?
That Hansel's so hot right now.
I want to lose weight. No, you don't. You want to lose fat. Ask someone, do you want to lose muscle? Maybe they'll say yes because they're idiots. But no, I don't want to lose muscle. Cool. So guess how you don't lose muscle? Because if you're not building muscle, you're losing muscle. You train and you build muscle. That's how you build muscle. You don't maintain muscle. Either you're providing a stimulus to grow or you're not. So provide that stimulus, grow muscle, build muscle, period. And then you can deal with the losing of the fat. Again, people want to lose weight and they want to lose fat. You have nothing to lose to. You just want to be skin and bones. You need muscle. Otherwise, you're going to look like a skinny, fat, soggy blanket. OG Mac 3141. What are your favorite daily mobility movements? Whatever. Squat, bend, stretch, dead hang, do a pull-up, doing some sorts of movements. But a lot of times I just let my body and my muscles recover and relax. You don't always have to be yanking and twisting and bending, but you can just do a deep squat. Elevate your heels or something. Get hashtag FYR. FYR, fuck your resolutions, drop in the chat.
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face!
Kara, Alexis, what do you enjoy doing besides the gym? I think you've asked this many times. I don't know if you watch the show. I don't know if Kara watches the show. Just asks a lot of questions. I enjoy gardening and being outside with the dogs and reading and hanging out. That's what I enjoy. Muhammad Usaid, do you recommend leg extensions and leg press? I don't recommend either. I don't recommend either. Now, that's an interesting statement, and the reason why I'm saying that is because it depends. Are leg extensions good? Yeah. Is leg press good? Sure. It depends on how you do it. It depends on the context. What are you trying to accomplish? It's not so much that leg extensions are good or bad, or leg press is good or bad. Some leg presses are better than others. Some leg extension machines are better than others. Some programs would benefit from a leg extension. Some programs would benefit from a leg press. Some of you don't have a leg extension. Some of you don't have a leg press. So recommend it? Sure. I don't do leg press all the time. I did leg extensions a couple days ago when I did legs. I don't always have a leg press, but I did kind of like deep, not Bulgarians, but like elevated on my Smith machine. I face the other angle away from the angle, so it works more as like a hip hinge because I have an angled Smith machine, and I elevate and I do like a deficit, so like a step back deficit lunge for my glutes. It's like a single leg step back hip hinge, like a Good Morning kind of, but it's a glute focused step back with my front foot elevated, and I love it. So I do get some knee extension. I do get a little bit of quad, but it's not a deep knee bend, so it's not as focused on the quads. So on days where I do that movement more for my glutes and adductors, I will also throw in leg extensions. And then on another leg workout, that's when I'll do a press, or I'll do a hack squat or a pendulum squat, or I'll do more of a quad focused press movement. So essentially I have a day where I do a little bit more glutes and hamstrings, a little bit more of a hinge day. I'll still do both in every workout, but I'll do where I'm doing a little bit more focused on the hinge or a little bit more focus on the glute or the adductor there. And then the next workout, I'll do a little bit more where I'm focusing more on anything exhaustive or intense, a little bit more on the quads. So I don't do like a squat pattern necessarily every single workout, but I'll do it every other workout. So I train legs twice a week. So one of those days will usually be some sort of a leg press or a lunge or a hack squat or whatever kind of squat pattern. Very important. So I recommend them, but again, your programming depends. David Paniagua, Papa Swole, I want to join the Swole fam, bro. Are there any special offers, bro? I am from Colombia, so the dollar makes it a bit expensive for me. Well, yeah, we do specials now and again. So it's Fuck Your Resolution season, so keep an eye on the page and get on the email list. Make sure you sign up for the go to makeemailswoleagain.com. Check out the podcast, check out the website. Fuck Your Resolution season, we usually do some sort of specials for memberships to get people in this time of year, like an incentive to join and to start taking action. So, bro, we'll see you in the Swole fam. It's Fuck Your Resolution season, so stay tuned. Keep an eye out on the website, swolenormousx.com, and we'll see you in the fam. Now's the time, brother. Now's the time, bro. Let's see. We got one or two more questions. Let's take this one. Nick Dodge, Papa Swolio. What is your favorite meal? Steak. I'm a steak man. Gross. Claudia, Papa Swole can use powdered milk as a substitute for protein powder. I guess you can. I'm going to give you a Matt. I wouldn't do it.
Matt Damon.
I wouldn't do it. Usually when you have powders, a lot of times if they're not third-party tested or high quality, things like powdered milk, maybe like emergency, if you lose power, like emergency situation, I would opt for raw dairy. You're just better like having some raw dairy or like a grass-fed finished powder. I know you're maybe doing it for on the cheap. You're better off just eating eggs. I would not personally recommend or use powdered milk just because it's pasteurized, just because it's going to be harder to digest than things like a whey protein, like, you know, the extract and how those things are made. Because, yeah, they're processed when you're getting a protein powder. But one of the issues with just powdered milk is whatever other stabilizers, what the quality of the milk is. And plus, a lot of times you might get some digestion issues because of all the other components that they leave in there for just like a powdered, like complete milk. And plus like the histamine response, you could have a lot of issues. I'm sure it depends on the quality. I don't know if is good quality powdered milk out there. So you could do a lot of things, but if you're trying to get protein, you could just eat more protein. You don't need protein powder. You do not need whey protein. You do not need collagen. You can get all these things from food. You just have to be more mindful and eat more. And you don't need to stuff your face relentlessly with protein. You don't have to over-consume protein. So, depending on your nutrition, this can be avoided completely, in my opinion. Neto Vevila, Papa Swole, how many supplements do you use or do you recommend? I have my pre-workout, but aside from that, ones that I usually have in like my morning or during the day, I make sure I get my electrolytes in: sodium, potassium, magnesium. Magnesium glycinate's great, threonate's great. A lot of electrolytes have a little bit of both, so a good salt without like, you know, without showing like, you know, higher concentrations of like heavy metals or microplastics. You want to just get the best salt that you can for your sodium, and that's very important. Creatine, glutamine. Creatine's great. Glutamine, you can play around with that, see if you like it, but glutamine's very important. Glycine's good. That's a component of collagen, so collagen's a good thing to add, but you could also get that from ground beef and from other cuts of steak. Bone broth, especially if you make it yourself with ligaments and knuckle bones where you're getting more collagen and proline and glycine and stuff like that. So bone broth is great. Yeah. So those are things. And if you live in climates where you're not getting a lot of sun, vitamin D is very important. All right. Yeah, don't do tuna shakes. That's a no. All right, let's move into some balls deep. No tuna shakes. That's gross. Don't be a gross person.
That's deep.
All right, let's do if you have a couple more questions at the buzzer, we'll get to them. Let's see what we got here. We'll do a short one first. We got 3 videos. Let's run it. Oh, we do have the one from Pete Hegseth. We do have the fitness stuff. We do have a clip from the speech. So perfect. But let's do that last. We'll do this one. We'll do this one first. This one's called You Don't Know. This one's called You Don't Know.
What's in the box?
You don't know what? What we got?
A photo? You don't know their story, their trauma, their medication, their mental health, or their fucking genetics. But sure, go off about how being in a bigger body means someone's lazy or undisciplined or just needs more punishment. That's...
I love how it's like, you don't know this, and the other. So here's a couple things about that. I'm just going to pause it there for a second. I always say this. You can't judge a book by its cover. Fair? I say, I agree. You can't judge a book by its cover. Or can you? Because I can tell if it's 1,000 fucking pages. I can tell, I can see if the cover looks interesting. I can see if it looks like a textbook. I can see the size of the cover. You know, if it's a massive book, I can tell that that's a massive, massive, massive fucking book. It's probably not going to be a casual, nice and easy read. So I can gauge a lot. I can see the title of the book. If the title says All right, so you can't judge a book by its cover. That's the approach here. Let's say you have a book. It's 1,000 pages. It's a big book, you know, kind of the awkward size where you can't really hold easily. And it says the history of regulations for water containment in the United States. Or water distillation or water purification. The history of water purification in the United States from 1870 to 1914. Talk about a specific book. Like, oh, can you judge a book by its cover? I can judge it. It's probably full of information that I have no interest in learning. It's probably a boring read. It's just a compilation of all these different... Swole some. I'd read it. Sure you would. Okay. You'd read it and then kill yourself. Who wants to read that? No one wants to read that. Okay? So I think you can judge a book by its cover. Is everyone automatically... Well, look, if I look at someone who's... I'm just going to be honest. If I look at someone who's like waddling down the street, morbidly obese, I don't think that person's crushing their health. I don't think they're a fucking workout junkie. I don't think they eat healthy. And I think I'm pretty accurate. I'm not sitting there thinking that person's a terrible person. I'm not going to talk to them. Ew, they're gross. Stay away from me. I'm afraid of their body. They need more punishment. No one's thinking that. But yeah, of course. This is why these libtards and these like soy boys and stuff, that's why they're so offended by the fact that that's possible. Because, oh my God, you can't judge. Of course you can. I'm not saying you judge their character. That's what they always try to make it about. You're a bad person. They're a person. You're being mean to them. It has nothing to do with it. I'm not being mean to them. I don't hate them as an individual. It's a logical observation. If I see someone who's morbidly obese, the first thing that pops into my head is not, well, that person must work out 6 days a week. I wonder what their max bench is. Wow. I wonder what that person takes for their pre-workout. It never crosses my mind. You know why? Because they don't do it. That's why they look like that. I'm not saying everyone has the same information, but we got to stop giving handouts. Handouts? We got to stop giving moral handouts. You don't have some moral superiority because you're fat. There's nothing moral about it aside from you trashing and disrespecting your body. And that's the result of it. So shut up and step up. Literally and figuratively. Yes, you can tell. Quite accurately. If someone's emaciated, I'm not like, wow, they're shredded to the bone. They must do tons of cardio. No, maybe they're on meth. Maybe they have cancer. Maybe they're dealing with a lot of things. If they look skinny and frail, no one's jacked and ripped on like chemo. Like, you're dealing with something. You can tell when someone looks healthy. They look good. That's why you say you look good. When someone looks good, they look good for a reason. Why? Their skin looks good. Their hair looks good. They're in a good mood. They're vibrant. They're walking around. They have muscle, and like they are flexible. They're running around with their kids. You can tell people that are active and healthy. They're running around with their kids, running around. Look at that, running, playing capture the flag with their kids. Then you have a bunch of fat parents on the sidelines. Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. And the argument, I'm going to keep on playing this video, but the argument is also like, well, you don't know if they're trying to lose weight. Fine. Fine. Okay. That doesn't excuse all their habits before. I can still see that, yeah, up to this point, it hasn't been sunshine and rainbows. Obviously. You can cope all you want. It's just humans have eyes and you can put 2 and 2 together in your head. Just because you can tell a lot of things doesn't mean you know everything about their history. Oh, like I'm supposed to look at someone and be like, that person was molested when they were 4. Okay. And why look, that's a tragedy. That's disgusting. That's reprehensible. That should be a criminal charge, right? All that stuff. But why does something that happened to one thing or whatever it is? Yeah, trauma. Okay, cool. There are people that take the trauma, make it their identity, and play the victim their entire life. And there's people that have a lot of hardship and a lot of trauma, and they address it, they deal with it, they learn the lessons from it, and they use that to be an awesome member of society. So it's really your choice how you react to horrible things. I'm not excusing the behavior from someone else, but how you react to it is everything. So it's your choice how you react to it. Okay. So that's not an excuse. It's just not. Oh, yeah, trauma. Okay. So you just ate McDonald's for 30 years? Cool. You showed everyone. Just saying.
Being in a bigger body means someone's lazy or undisciplined or just needs more punishment. That's the exact type of messaging that turns people off to fitness. I hate to break it to you, sis.
Turns people off to fitness. Oh, shut up. You mean life? It turns people off to fitness. I'm saying fitness. The fitness industry. Oh, shut up. Go to the fucking gym. This guy needs to lift some fucking weights. The weakness just fucking goads me.
You're not motivating people. You're just repackaging shame and calling it truth.
I'm not repackaging shame. I have a shirt that says "Make Shaming Great Again." I don't want to repackage shame. I want shame. I want that to be front and center. Shame is tip of the spear. The problem is most of these people don't have any shame because you're giving them some kind of like victim morality shield. Make shaming great again. Yeah, people should have more shame. If we shamed people for wearing like leather and assless chaps in the street, yeah, we wouldn't have to worry about drag shows and these tool bags trying to groom children. Okay? People need to have some more shame. Yeah, look in the mirror and be like, I look disgusting. What is happening in my life? What am I allowing myself to become? And then you make the changes because you feel ashamed of what you see in the mirror. Right? There's two types of people. I'm not saying look in the mirror, you hate yourself. Look at you, you're gross. Oh, feel sad. No, you need to look at that and be like, I am in control of this. And if it's your fault, you can change it. And this is what is really sinister. They avoid responsibility at all cost. And when I say they, I mean male feminists, I mean victims, I mean liberals, Democrats, the weakness, woke, whatever you want to call it. The pussification of our society, that's what it leads to. Like, step up. You're avoiding responsibility so you could blame, I don't know, white supremacy on why you're fucking fat and you can't stop eating Taco Bell. No, it's you. If it's your fault and your responsibility, you can change it, but you don't want to change it. You want to blame everyone else for your problems, and I'm sick of it. Stop being such a just weak piece of shit. How about that, Coach Stavo? How about that, bro?
If your message doesn't make room for people in all bodies to feel safe, it's not fitness, babe. It's elitism. And
shut the fuck up and go
before
to the
anyone
gym.
comes in my comments,
That's a huge bitch.
people need tough love. No one has ever been healed by being humiliated. Let that sink in for a second.
No one can humiliate you but you. How about that? Again, you're not a victim. You're just a pussy. There's a difference. So, yeah, no one can embarrass you if you're not embarrassed. No one can. You have to give them permission to have power over you. You have to give someone permission to humiliate you. You have to give them permission. And if you're giving them permission, then you're giving them your locus of control. You're giving them your soul. You're giving them your integrity. So that's the problem. People give other people control over how they feel about themselves, and then that gives them the ability to point the finger and blame someone else for their fucking problems rather than getting up and going to the fucking gym and stop being a huge pussy. So yeah, you're fat. You shouldn't be fat. There's no reason to be fat. That's why a lot of people aren't fat. A lot of people are fat because they eat crap. They're dumb. They don't learn. They don't care. They're ignorant. And when I say ignorant, they were never taught this. Okay, well, how do some people learn it? Because some people fucking care. So you take that phone that you're recording bum fights on, and you're at Disney, you're like, oh, recording, oh, look, I just got another elephant ear. Look, my thighs are chapped because I'm a fat person. I can't ride a roller coaster. It's like maybe you go to the fucking gym and take care of yourself. How about that? How about all the time you spend on social media or eating cake or doing stuff to promote your laziness? Why don't you actually step up and do something? You should feel ashamed. You should feel ashamed of what you let yourself become. You should. So I'm not trying to repackage shame. I guess I am. I'm trying to repackage shame and make it shame in all caps. Sure, you can call it repackaging shame. I don't want to repackage it. I want to make sure that it's shame. You should feel shame. Like, I ain't trying to repackage it at all. Like, that's what it is. You should feel shame. You should be ashamed of what you let yourself become. And feel it. Absolutely. Through and through. Feel it radiating through your body.
Shame. Shame.
Feel all the shame. That's the title of today's episode. I want you to feel all the shame. Okay, this one's called Fat Phobia and Racism. So, you know, speaking of shame and speaking of retards, let's take a look and then we'll get into the Pete Hegseth speech.
Y'all, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Fat phobia is one of the least examined weapons of white supremacy, patriarchy, and capitalism.
I wish this was a joke, because if you're new or you're listening to any part of the show and what I just said, it's like, oh, the male feminists and the white supremacy, you're like, that's a little ridiculous. She just literally said everything I just said in the previous video. And I didn't watch this first. Told you. These people are fucking insane. Insane. So if you're fat, it's white supremacy because I think you should stop eating poison and lift weights and exercise so you aren't 5 people. Yeah. These are the people that are going to complain about not being able to fit their fat fucking gut into an airplane seat that's made for a human being. I don't know. Popeyes or something. I don't know what it is. I don't know where the mental break is with these idiots. And it's not because she's black, it's because she's retarded. Let's continue.
Y'all, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Fat phobia is one of the least examined weapons of white supremacy,
It's not.
patriarchy, and capitalism.
Patriarchy, white supremacy, and capitalism. Yeah, fat phobia, that's exactly what it is. It's control. Yeah, it's control. We're controlling fat bodies. That's what we're doing. However, I do think that all this food works well to quell the population, to numb people, and to kill sperm counts and to destroy the population. It works towards that. Whether or not they're making Rice Krispies to destroy your ball sack, it's just all part of it. It's grains of sand that is anti-natalist. All the left, they want to kill their babies. They want you to not have babies. They want to destroy the family. They want to take your kids and groom them. It's all about destroying the family and destroying the future of our species. Because that's what's happening, right? The outcome is the goal. That's what you have to start thinking of. A lot of these people are going to pretend like, well, that's not what we want, because we want this. We want equality. We want to get rid of the patriarchy. No. What's the outcome of all this stuff? What's the outcome of feminism? Birth rates collapsed. You know, people are miserable. That's the outcome of all these things. So that's the goal. The outcome is the goal. So let's not making excuses like, oh, we're here, but we're trying to do all these good things. You're not. It's destroying the world. We're seeing it. This is the result of leftist policies. Okay.
And now the new Secretary of War says he's tired of seeing fat troops and fat generals.
No shit. It's disgusting. It's embarrassing. Continue.
That's not about readiness. That's fascism.
Nope. It's about readiness. It's about the person for the job. I'm not going to hire a mathematician that can't add 2 + 2. That's like me. I want to work on my Swolenormous app. So I need a really good coder. I need someone who knows how to code UI very well. I really need a good coder for my app, for the App Store. You know, I really need to improve my app. Let me get someone who's illiterate, doesn't know what a computer is. Let me hire them because they're cheap. I'm so tired of stupidity. It's not even stupidity. It's just evil. This is evil, but it's like evil. Evil takes a place in the void of any kind of intelligence. It's just you're actively being a fucking moron. You're on purpose saying things to get a following. You know you're lying. Or maybe you don't. Maybe I guess retards don't know they're retarded. Okay, continue.
That's fascism. The obsession with control, thinness, sameness, surveillance.
You mean the Democrat Party? Always pointing the finger at what they do, yeah?
It's fat phobia braided with racism and punishment. This is literally what I mean when I say white supremacy wears Spanx.
What?
White supremacy wears Spanx.
What?
Fat white supremacy wears Spanx. White supremacy wears Spanx. White supremacy wears Spanx. White supremacy wears Spanx. White supremacy wears. This is literally what I mean when I say white supremacy wears Spanx.
I told you she was retarded. You see? I told you. This is what I mean literally when I say white supremacy wears Spanx. No one knows what the fuck that means. I don't even know what the fuck that means. White supremacy wears Spanx? Is that what they're wearing under those sheets? Wait a second. What
happened to your queer party friends?
Wait a second. Hold on a second. Wait a tick. Hold on a second. Wait a tick. I didn't know. Let's see what we got here. So that's what's going on. All right. So we got these dudes, right? Did you guys know that underneath those cloaks, the KKK, do you know they're wearing Spanx under there? I didn't know. That's what they have under the robes? Get the fuck out of you.
And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives.
Is that true?
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
I had no idea. Is that what's going on underneath those KKK robes? If you do a search on that, it pops right up. It shows all the KKK members wearing Spanx. Wow, I didn't realize I was going to learn American history today.
Fat doesn't make you weak. War does.
Fat doesn't make you weak. War does. Again, that doesn't make any sense. Fat absolutely makes you weak. What are you talking about? Being morbidly obese? Yeah, it makes you less effective in all aspects of life. Being fat makes you less effective in all aspects of life, save for maybe sumo wrestling. You know, maybe you can get away with having some more mass. Sumo wrestling, you need skill. It takes skill, but you need a lot of mass, so usually being fat helps. That's why they're so fat. All right, a couple seconds.
And the system will not keep you safe.
You see how these people get followers? Serious while black? Oh, God, what a disgusting screen name. Ugh. Like Sirius Black from Harry Potter. Ugh. Serious while black. Oh, you're so funny. That's such a play on words. Oh, are you living while black? Are you existing while black? Is that what you're doing? You're existing while black? Are you in a black body? Tell me, what is it like living in a black body? Tell me. What's it like living in a black body? You know, the race baiters are really a huge problem in our society. These people that always want to obsess on race as if this country is the worst. I would love some of these black people that are so obsessed with race. I would love for them to visit other countries. Go to China and see what it's like living in a black body in China. Go and see how you're treated in China, in Japan, in South Korea. You know, a lot of these like other countries, Middle East, like you have a rude awakening. You go to other countries, you think the United States is racist, go to other countries. You're going to learn about racisms you never even knew existed. You could tell who doesn't know anything about the world. This country is so bad. Is it now? Is it really? Is it really? You guys drop in the comments. You go to Latin American countries, you go to South America, you go, they don't even like each other. People act like, you know, oh, South America. People think South America is a country. Everyone's just down there on this fucking place and everyone loves each other. Nope. You go to Central America, you think everyone just gets along? All these countries just love each other. They're next to each other. It's Latin America. They all love each other. Sure, champ. Sure. Okay. You guys can drop your experiences in the comments below. Anyway, let's do this one. This one's titled Based. So this is Pete Hegseth's, I don't know, this is a minute and a half, so I'm not sure if it catches most of it or not. Let's play this video. This is what, I guess, you know, she was talking about, that dumbass that we just covered.
It all starts with physical fitness and appearance. If the Secretary of War can do regular, hard PT, so can every member of our joint force. Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon and leading commands around the country and the world. It's a bad look. It is bad, and it's not who we are. So whether you're an airborne ranger or a chairborne ranger, a brand new private or a four-star general, you need to meet the height and weight standards and pass your PT test. And as the chairman said, yes, there is no PT test. But today, at my direction, every member of the Joint Force at every rank is required to take a PT test twice a year.
That's awesome.
As well as meet height and weight requirements twice a year. Every year of service. Also today, at my direction, every warrior across our Joint Force is required to do PT every duty day. Should be common sense. I mean, most units do that already. But we're codifying it. And we're not talking like hot yoga and stretching. Real hard PT, either as a unit or as an individual. At every level, from the Joint Chiefs to everyone in this room to the youngest private, leaders set the standard. And so many of you do this already. Active, Guard, and Reserve.
Tell me where's the lie. Tell me what you're upset about. This is great. This just, you know what's unfortunate is that this sounds radical. Oh my God, this is so radical. And it should be. A lot of people are saying, you have these older generals. Yeah. If you can't serve, if you can't physically serve, why are you a general? Like still, then you retire. If you can't keep up, and that's important because it allows other people to come up. If you're active in the military, you should do that. Exactly. Ellie says height requirements. No, I mean, based on your height and weight. Because I think that's what, right? When you have height and weight, don't they base the requirements based on, do they have certain requirements? Or you have to be a certain body weight for a certain height, right? Because doesn't the military still use like BMI, height and weight? So you're not like, you can't be super, super, super muscular, for example, right? Because you could be a liability for size-wise or for speed, or as long as you're passing the test, you can do it or whatever. I don't know all the details. I'm sure there's maybe subtle differences. But anyway, sounds totally fine. Sounds totally fine to me. If you serve in the military, I think you should be able to do the physical activities. And then you're not active service or you can't serve. It doesn't matter where you are because it takes everyone. And you lead by example. It's the same thing we talked about yesterday when that guy was saying, hey, I'm a divorced dad of 2 kids, and I have trouble with consistency. Do you have any tips? And I said this not to like make fun of the person because I understand it's not easy. You're a divorced dad, 2 kids. But I said, if you have a trouble with consistency, think about it. You're leading and you're setting an example for your kids and your boys who need to see their father run point on this. They need to see you training. They need to know that you prioritize it. You need to lead by example. So either be a fat, lazy slob that's an embarrassment to your future generations, or you take control, you take action, and you lead by example. Do you want your kids to look at you and be like, wow, my dad's a fat, lazy slob? Or, man, my dad's jacked and strong and prioritizes health. I'm going to do the same thing. So I use that as a stark example, and it might sound extreme, but then what I said was, if you take that framework, the consistency will take care of itself. If you're like, no, my kids are going to look up to me, cool, and then you execute. There's your tip right there. You have 2 boys. You need to be an absolute savage. So train like it. And then you'll figure out the consistency. If you have that framework, you'll make it happen no matter what. You don't have to worry about consistency. Here's a tip. Set your gym bag by the front door so it's right there when you walk outside. You need a tip like that. Ooh, prepare your drink in advance. Have your gym shoes ready to go. No, do you want your kids to see a fat, lazy slob? If you have an apartment, you don't even have to go leave the house. Your kids wake up and you're making breakfast. All right, everyone, 100 push-ups before we eat. And they're doing it with you. Boom, boom, 100. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. They need to see you taking control. See you leading. Same thing in the military, right? You don't want people sitting around, well, I earned it. I get to sit around and do nothing, but you have to do all the work. No, you should lead by example. Always lead by example. All right, Swole card time. Fuck your resolutions. Let's give it away. Thanks for being here, everyone. Prioritize. Go to the fucking gym. Don't make excuses. Don't be a fat show today. And today's winner is Mess 41. Congratulations. MES 41. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3436 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Thanks for being here. Tomorrow we will also have a morning show, probably ballpark around 9 a.m. tomorrow, Eastern time. So be there for that. And of course, on Friday, join us, swolenormousx.com, right there on your app homepage. You already see it, Rise and Swole. So after tomorrow, Friday's episode is private. The 3rd, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Mark your calendar. That way you are there for it. Only for members, swolenormousx.com. Be there. And you can see right here, it's right there on the home page of the app when you log in, right under new releases. This Friday, October the 3rd at 11 a.m. So congratulations, Mess, on winning today's Swole card. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early. And then we will also have a great conversation on Friday. So thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Go check out the new merch. Go check out that delicious main gains. papaswolio.com. We got the Swole Ferratu. We got the Fuck Your Candy Corn. We got it all for you over at papaswolio.com. And of course, memberships, swolenormousx.com. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGeese, Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Straight jacket, cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making